Hi guys, and welcome back to another F1 video. Today we're going to Portugal, but if you look at our last two results, we won in Bahrain, second in Imola after a pretty bad start. We had an early collision, had to pit and get a new front wing, but we recovered very well and finished in second place, which I was very happy with. How can we do in Portugal now? Well, let's find out. Let's go to the race weekend. Now, I haven't played this game like consistently for a while. When I first got it, I played a season in like about a week, and that's including obviously going to work. I was very, very addicted, and the one thing I can remember about Portugal is there is one turn that you go uphill, you turn right, and it just becomes very slippy. And it always caught me out before. I'm going to go into the first practice session. I'm going to go into the third practice session actually, because qualifying says it's raining. Obviously rainy conditions are harder to play in. So, practice 3 also has a bit of rain. So if we go into practice 3 with the rain, get to sort of, find our way about, try our best to deal with that rain, and then we'll be prepared for anything that can come in the actual race and qualifying. I've just realised something. It's automatically doing my gear shifting for me because I was playing with some mates at the weekend. So we definitely want to sort that out because it's really throwing me off. Simulation settings, nope. 60 AI difficulty, is that right? I can't remember. I think that's what we were on. But we just want to assists, obviously. Just want to manual and suggested gear. Oh, forgot to change gear straight away then. But now we're all set up. Hopefully we can put some good laps in here. I do like track acclimatisation actually. It's very, very fun. It makes you see, what parts of the corner you need to hit. I obviously didn't do very well on my first corner. Forgot to change gear then. And again. Just about got in that gate. Miles off that one. And that one. That's the corner I was talking about, but you know what, we did well through that corner. That was a nice end to the lap, but that's already a better first corner. Nearly spun it then. That's a good start. That's the sort of start we were looking for, 100%. Can we keep the purples coming in? No lock up there this time. That's the dreaded corner, but we're through it and we've got purples all the way so far. Definitely what we like to see. Until that moment, we had purples all the way, but broke a little bit late. Okay, so we completely missed one corner gate, but other than that, it's been completely purple. What a great lap that was. Okay, I think we've pretty much nailed this track. I know it's only one good lap, but it looks pretty good to me. Return to the garage, simulate all the time down, and let's get into qualifying. Do we actually want to... what do we want to do? So, we're the second fastest car on the grid, but that's fine. Get into qualifying. Hopefully, we can set a nice lap. Perez, Hamilton, Bottas, top 3. We're sitting in 4th. Who's looking forward to the Australian Grand Prix as well? It should be exciting. As of recording, FP2 was this morning, and Leclerc was first, then Verstappen, then Sainz. Mercedes still having issues. Ricciardo was in the top 10, which obviously is his home race. It looks interesting. Let me know down below who you think is going to win. Who you think's going to win the Melbourne Grand Prix? My opinion, I just can't see many races not being Leclerc and Verstappen at the moment. They both look that, you know, as races go on, they both just seem to be the two that are always fighting at the front. It's been the same for the first two, Bahrain and Jeddah. It was them fighting at the front. Nearly spinning out there. But yeah, them two fighting at the front. I know Perez was very unlucky with the safety car in Jeddah, but you know, as soon as Verstappen and Leclerc got through, I know Perez didn't stand a chance to get back, but it just looked like it was always going to be those two fighting, because they are very good. Now, Perez has set a fastest lap. I actually didn't see what that was, but just try not to get any damage. Return to the garage. I'll have to give it another go on a flying lap. I really don't want to mess this up because it's wet and I struggle in wet conditions. I think if I had a steering wheel, might be able to counter steer some things, but you know, steering wheel and pedals I think would work, but with having a controller, it's a bit more difficult. I'm having to fight the car through every corner. Right, flying lap number two. Oh, I've messed that up massively already. Flying lap number 2. How can we get on here? Slight corner cut there, but we won't. Exactly the same place again. We've spun out. This is not a good advertisement for my F1 ability, is it? Really struggling. Round exactly the same corner every time. Another flying lap. Third time lucky. Can we get, you know, can we get through the first sector without spinning the car? It's looking difficult at the moment. I really hate wet conditions, especially on a track like this where I feel like there's a lot of a lot of places that are very easy to just lose control of the car. Let's just cut that corner massively. Gives us a good start to the lap. We've definitely went over the line with a lot of speed. Can we complete this lap? That's the interesting thing. No. First turn. What is going on? Why am I struggling so much? There's only 3 minutes left. I'm not sure I'm going to set a time here, guys. Or if I do, this is my last chance. Which will mean that we start from the back. So I've just got to be very careful. Yeah, we've got 1 minute to get past the line, so we're all good. We will definitely start our lap. We've just got to be very, very careful with this, because if we spin out again, we're starting at the back. And we haven't got past the first sector yet, so there's a lot more for this track to offer that could make us spin out. And I've got a really itchy armpit, which isn't great when you're trying to concentrate. Okay, through the first corner. Didn't kiss any apexes there, but you know, it's fine. We're being careful. Now this is the corner that's done us every other time. So we make sure to be stable through there. And I'm so sorry, but my armpit is so itchy, that's ridiculous. Okay, right, let's carry on. Qualifying complete. I haven't taken these corners very gracefully. Nearly lost control there. You know, we've just got to make sure we finish the lap so that we don't start at the back. Although we might be so slow that we do start at the back. Oh, okay, no, we're 3 seconds ahead of Giovinazzi in 18th at the moment, so I nearly lost it again there. We've lost a lot of time when we're nearly losing the car and spinning, but it's okay. This is our time, whatever we cross the line with, a 1:28.2, I think that was. Is that enough? Have we done it on the final lap? We won't be front row, I don't think. Not with that time. We're first by 2 seconds, pretty much. How on earth has that happened? I thought that was a really poor lap. We were spinning all over the place. Just about kept control about 3 or 4 times, but we'll definitely take it. I see them in my mirror sometimes. Let's be that person. A lot of confidence in the team. You love to see it. The Speedy Deanies are here to cause some havoc. Maybe not on the race course. We don't want to, you know, start crashing into people and get put in prison. Not that sort of havoc. But qualifying, we're first. And now we're in the sun. So you've got to think, as long as we're not spinning out, we could be in a nice position here. However, I do think that I turned on the weekend. Where's starting? Anti-lock brakes, braking assist, steering assist, ERS and DRS assist, pit release assist. I'm not too sure where it is. Race starts. Oh, they are on manual. Okay. Sure, collisions on. Car damage standard. Realistic flight. Okay, yeah, sure. Everything is as it should be. Our strategy, we got 17 laps, so let's just shed some weight off the car. We've selected this strategy, which is softs then hards, but surely we want softs then mediums, it's quicker. I feel like a lot of this is turns, which kind of made me wish I'd have went for more downforce, but you know. Not the best starts of the race, as Max Verstappen comes on our inside. We probably cut him off there on that corner, but we round the first corner and our race lead is intact. Went a bit off track there, but we kept a lot of speed, which was nice. That was a very slow corner, definitely broke too much there. This is the corner I was on about, going up the hill. That time it's fine, but you know, when your tyres are a bit too hot and you know, quite worn, can be a bit of a nightmare. That's also a corner. It's only a tiny little turn, but it can cause some spinning. Verstappen is staying within a second of us. I think we had some poor corners there. We definitely could have done more. He's right on our tail, to be fair. I think because I practiced in wet conditions in the qualifying, it's made me not accelerate through corners because it was just spinning my car out. And I need to start realising that I can now hop on the throttle quite a bit earlier than I could because of, you know, the weather conditions being a lot better for this. So I think as soon as I start to get more comfortable with that, we can try and pull away from Verstappen, who is still within a second of it. Well, he's still on our tail, to be fair. I think he's actually caught me this lap. And with turns a little bit wide like that one. Although, in that last sector, we've built up like half a second on him. Which is very nice. Definitely went off the track there completely. But yeah, we're further away from him now. So I was wrong. That's what we want to see. That's not what we want to see. Because we've just hit the curb and spun the car around. Okay, I mean, I've ended up recovering, but we've just went down to 10th after a horrible mistake that I actually made in that qualifying session. Lost 10 seconds this lap from that. So we're now 10 seconds behind Verstappen. I don't know why I turned the opposite way as well. That was a bit stupid. For some reason I went the long way around when I could have just turned to the left and been back on track quicker. But yeah, it's because I don't normally spin out. Like if it's wet weather, sure, I'll spin out everywhere. But around a corner like that, I never really expect to spin out in dry conditions. So that's just me not having enough practice at, you know, the best way to recover from a spin out. But makes the race a little bit more interesting now in 10th place. And we can push this to the limit now. Probably get a fastest lap in there. Okay, well I've just damaged my front wing. And my car's now not turning very well. So we're pitting this lap for mediums. But we're actually going on the hards. I think we had a very good chance of getting past Sainz this lap if we didn't run into the back of him, because he broke, because Gasly broke, and it broke our front wing. Everything broke. But we fly into the pits. And this isn't a good start, but at least everyone else still needs to pit. Hopefully, assuming we don't crash again, that is our one and only pit stop. I would say this was a tactical undercut, but it really wasn't. Mazespin is 55 seconds behind us on hards. He obviously didn't have a very good start to the race. We released within 9.3 seconds, hard tyres, new front wing. Hopefully we can catch up to people. Hopefully we don't spin the car. Okay, well I think our fastest lap attempt is out of the window now, unless our current fastest lap, which was lap 2, ends up as the fastest lap of the race. Then I don't think we're getting fastest lap. Was it the right decision to go to the hards instead of the mediums? I think it was the right decision to pit, because we were only losing time, so there was no point in the long run. Just, you know, staying out, because we were damaging how quickly we'd get to that final finish line. We needed a front wing change at some point, so we may as well done it as soon as possible, and we could fit a pit stop in there for tyres as well, because hards work at this distance. Well, I say that, I've never tried hards. I'd imagine hards work at this distance. So I think it was the right call for hards. Maybe mediums could have done it. I'm not sure. Kind of just hoping for a top 10 finish now. Oh, hang on. Fastest 6:1. Maybe our fastest lap attempt isn't out the window. Can we catch up to our teammate before he pits? Probably not. We'd have to be gaining like 2 seconds a lap. No, more than that to be fair. Probably about 3 seconds a lap. That was not an apex kiss, but it's fine. Our sector 2 wasn't as good. Challenge complete, team miles. Nice. Just stuff it. I was tempted to smash those boards, but thought against it. I think we gained about 2 seconds that lap. Not enough though. I'm definitely not going on that curb again. That's what's messed up my race, really. And obviously going into the back of the signs on turn 2, but oh well. We live and we learn. And the goal, as I said, a top 10 finish. Nearly lost it on that corner. On the throttle too quickly. That is a great corner. That wasn't as good, but oh well. Wasn't our fastest lap because sector 2 was just a bit stinky. Exceeded track limits. Push it around the corner. Hang on, we're 4 seconds off our teammate now. And that was a very good sector 1, 0.3 seconds quicker. And these tyres are probably only going to get better. Well, I would imagine. Well, it just depends if I get any worse. I had a poor few corners there. Sector 2 is just being the death of me right now. We kept some good pace around that corner. And actually, that's our best sector 2. Well, no, it's not our best sector 2, sorry. It's a sector 2 that takes us to the fastest lap. If we can, you know, we're still above. So hopefully, and next lap, you've got to think we'll probably get some slipstream as well, so. A few people pitted. Let's not run into the back of our teammate. And I mean, we would have if we'd have been behind him, but we weren't, so it's okay. Oh, no. Okay, well, we're screwed. We're screwed for the rest of this race. We've just messed ourselves up massively. I can't believe that happened. We were going into a corner with our teammate, and for some reason I decided to try and cut the corner, and it had absolutely screwed over my race. The car just can't cope with it now. It's really struggling. I'm guessing the tyres are burning up. So definitely going to be no top 10 in Portugal, as a lot of these people have pitted. So we've just genuinely got to make up a lot of time. But you know, 2 spin outs, 1 front wing replacement. If we manage to get top 10 in this race, that would be an absolute miracle. But again, there's no chance of that. A safety car would help us out. A few more people have just came out of the pits. Oh, okay. Behind Raikkonen. I don't know where Raikkonen was, but we are behind him and Russell, and didn't see who that was ahead of him. As I said though, there's just so many places in Portugal where you can spin out, and I mean, I think all of them have got me today. Probably going into each corner with a bit too much speed. Not braking when I should be. Stay on Raikkonen's tail. Could be something here. Could get a decent finish even though it won't be a top 10. Push it round the outside. That is a very nice corner. George Russell up next, who we nearly ran into the back of there. Whoa! Jesus Christ. George Russell then just for some reason went very slowly. Oh, he took that curb again. Behind Ocon. And luckily all these people are holding each other up. So if we're smart about this, we could overtake a few of them in the space of a few corners. But again, we've got to be smart. One more slip up and it's definitely over. And that was a gigantic slip up, but I managed to weave myself in between Stroll and Giovinazzi, which, oh my god, if I didn't, after saying we can't afford another slip up, and then dive bombing down the inside like an absolute muppet. We get round the outside again. We did it to Raikkonen, we got closer to Stroll, but why do they keep going so slowly around the corner? A corner that you should go full speed round. That they just keep braking, and it's... Russell did it and nearly went into the back of him. Lance Stroll just did it. Luckily avoided him. I'm not going behind Giovinazzi, no chance. Look at the pace we have around this corner. Yeah, Giovinazzi. I could have tried to spin him out then and get a safety car, but you know, I'm not that sort of person, so it's fine. 7 seconds off Tsunoda now. We've got 6 laps to make up 6 seconds. We're not that close off a top 10. I don't know where 10th place is, but 11th, 8 seconds. I just don't think we're going to be able to make up that sort of time. But challenge accepted, I guess. I think it sort of falls on other people's mistakes rather than my driving. And my driving at the moment hasn't been too desirable, but you know, we'll still give it a push.
6 seconds to the next car. 6 seconds. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
We've got a full battery to use, but we're just nowhere near anyone. Was that Tsunoda then that I saw? Yeah, it would have been 5 seconds.
The teammate behind is 16.8 seconds.
We are catching them, you know. Obviously, we're not going to be on the podium like we were in our first 2 races. This is going to have to be... We're going to have to settle for a points finish here as our best possible outcome. It's just if we can get it. We're only 5 seconds off Vettel now. We've built up a 5-second gap behind us. I'm just interested to see who's ahead of Vettel, because if we get past Tsunoda, I feel like it'll say, you know, 10 seconds to the person in 10th, which isn't what we want, but hopefully Vettel is in a battle with someone and it makes it a little bit more of a possibility. Or someone spins out. That sounds good to me. You know, I've done it twice and I've ran into the back of Sainz. If someone would like to just you know, spin their car around, I'll take that. Thing is, once we do get past Tsunoda, you know, if we do, Vettel, I think it's going to take a bit of time, and in that time, Vettel could get away. And if we're not careful, we're going to get a penalty for exceeding track limits. That was our second warning then. I think I should start using my battery. I think I should start looking at the racing line as well, because I nearly just didn't brake then. I was too busy looking at how much battery I had. I've just saved up this whole time. Right, it's definitely battery time on the next long straight. This is a corner that's been good for me, and that was a very good entry. Not as good an exit, but you know, we're catching up to Tsunoda here. I had to brake a bit hard then, that's my fault. Had a possibility there and we really messed it up. Look at the pace round the outside. That is beautiful. Warning for a collision with Tsunoda. What? I didn't know we touched. There's Alonso as well. Vettel and Alonso. We've got to get past 2 world champions in the next 3 laps in order to get a points finish. 3 seconds as well to Alonso. So we've got to do a second a lap on him. Might take some doing. I know how this is going to go. We'll be about to overtake Alonso and spin out on the last corner. Although, I mean, I nearly did it there. Which has meant that Alonso has got back to his 3-second gap. Which doesn't look too good for us now. Because taking 1.5 seconds out of Alonso a lap. Not looking too feasible at the moment. I did go down a gear then, but it didn't seem to want to work. Right, I think we've got Vettel around this corner. That corner that has proved so good for us at the moment. Two laps. And we have smashed that last sector then, and then the first few turns here. To make it within a second of Alonso. And we are on his tail now. We're right behind him. No, I thought that was going to be penalty exceeded track limits. We've got plenty of time. We've got a whole nother lap. I've just got to make sure I don't try the move too early and, you know, mess it all up. Now feels like as good a time as ever. I nearly went straight into the side of him. But we've overtaken Alonso. Who is that with Gasly? Oh, no. Back markers. Oh, Mazepin. Mazepin could have held up Gasly a bit better there, couldn't it? I thought I was going to run straight into the back of him then. That would not have been fun. Oh, no. Every time I think I'm going to exceed track limits. Could we get a P9? Could we nick it off Gasly? Because then the gap is, you know, 13 seconds to Sainz. So that's obviously not happening in a lap. But Gasly seems like a feasible option. But I do not want to get too greedy that I spin out or crash and everything's over. Verstappen wins the race. So he was actually second, you know, at the start. He was on the front row with us. We dive bomb on the inside of Gasly and we get past him. 2 more corners, I believe. And here's a checkered flag. I'm happy with that. After 2 spin outs, damage to the front wing and having to replace it, finishing 9th in that race, I think that was a brilliant recovery from a very, very difficult position. So yeah, I mean, I'm obviously annoyed that those things happened in the first place, but it was just my own fault, and to get some points at the end of it, I'll definitely take that. Also got the point for fastest lap, half a second faster than Verstappen's lap. So yeah, we get some points in the bag. We'll definitely take that. How does she think it went? Hoping to regain it. It's about having a great team and a great car. Very true. So where does that put us in the standings? Well, I know we're not top because she said we're not top anymore. But I'm guessing driver acclaim, team acclaim. We'll go for the team. No. Oh, it's only focus. A secondary sponsor. Who are we going for here? Finishing the top 10, we get some money. That sounds good to me, to be fair. Standings, we're now second, third in the Constructors. Red Bull are top of the Constructors and Verstappen's top of the Drivers as well. That teammate, no, he's got no points. I can't really say I'm surprised at that. Look, results, fastest lap in all of them. We got first, second, 9th. Verstappen's got 4th, 1st. So Verstappen is having a very good start to the season. Perez got second, 14th, second. Interesting. Yeah, I'd say that's been an interesting start to the season. Hopefully we can, you know, improve in the next race. Spanish Grand Prix. I do quite like the Spanish Grand Prix. Let's quickly upgrade our car a little bit. What are we struggling on? So our powertrain is good. We don't need to improve that. Weight reduction. Could do with some of that. And, oh, 40% failure chance. That doesn't sound very good. Keep some development points in the bag. Right, yeah, so that's it for this episode of F1. We got a 9th place finish after 2 spin outs and having to replace our front wing early. So I'd say that's a pretty successful weekend considering. And yeah, Barcelona up next. Make sure to like the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more F1 content.